Here's my keynote for the day: scaling without chaos. Excuse me. A lot of you guys are trying to build a business. You're trying to go straight for higher margins, because you message me. This is how I know it. You're like, yo, just give me the pharmacy. I just want to be in the pharmacy program. I just want to go do that with you. But in reality, you don't have this optimized, where if you just do this part once and you figure this part out once, then you're able to actually scale and do the pharmacy part a lot easier. Okay? So let's talk about it. Patch the front end, scale the back end. I wouldn't even say patch. I would say optimize the front end, optimize the back end. If your front end is leaking, scaling into pharmacy just creates more chaos. A lot of you guys just think, oh, I'm just going to jump straight to pharmacies and all those kinds of organizations. And what you're neglecting is that your current business has many, many leaks, right? You have no VA, you have no processes, no CRM, no automatic text, no automatic emails, no processes for your virtual assistants to close deals online nationwide. You have zero process. You just think if you do a bunch of work, you'll magically become a 7-figure business owner. And it doesn't work like that. Point one, you need a CRM, you need automations, and you need processes, okay? So that's the point one. You need to make sure all the marketing goes back to one place so you can optimize the data, right? And you can, do different touch points with the data once you do that. Two, you need automations. You need AI agents. We just talked about it. You need workflows in your CRM, and then you also need AI agents that will have conversations with your customers instantly, so you don't miss it. A lot of you guys miss phone calls, miss texts. I literally called every single wholesaler in Tampa, and I think let's say 1 out of 10 called me back. 1 out of 10 texted me back. And then I got multiple messages like 3 days later from all these guys. So that's what really tells me a lot of you guys are just pretenders. You're not really on your shit like that, which makes it much easier for me to dominate. But I'm just telling you, the state of most of these DTS owners are just part-time hustle, that they have no fucking clue what they're doing. Okay, point three. You need to eventually get to a point where you are not doing the driving, not doing all the packaging and shipping, not doing all the customer service. You need to get to that point, right? And a lot of times people don't even take this step, which is hiring and delegating, because they have no clue how to hire. They have no clue how to hire and delegate. And also, too, they have zero leadership. Like, they don't know how to actually manage people. And that's actually a big one, right? Like, I found just through, talking to multiple business owners, what I found is a lot of them are scared to fail with people, right? They might think like, oh, I can't be, I don't know. They have some fears of their hometown, of people judging them and stuff like that. Weird stuff. But in reality, they don't know how to actually manage people, train people, be patient, and get results, which I have so much experience hiring, firing, managing people in general. International people, Americans, right? So this part is really hard because people are like, man, I just don't know how I'm going to hire people, locally. I just don't know how I'm going to trust a virtual assistant online, blah, blah, blah. Like, they don't know how to do this part. So this is another reason why people don't actually scale. But this is definitely something that you should be looking at, so that you aren't stuck doing all this work yourself, okay? Last but not least, margins, okay? You need to make sure you optimize all that stuff before, exactly what I talked about, before you start working with pharmacies and all these different, new bigger wholesalers as well. You need to actually optimize everything, all that, before you start working on this. Because this right here is a whole different business, if you ask me. It's completely different. You're dealing with different kind of people. You have to present yourself a different way. This is just a complete other business. So if you don't know how to deal within this part of the business, you're going to be spinning your wheels for a long time. And it took me years to really master this, right? And now we're averaging 3+ pharmacies a day, which is really cool. We did get 7 pharmacies yesterday, and not just like appointments, like actual orders, right? 7 orders yesterday. So, long story short, this part is a whole other business in itself that takes multiple people, and it takes like legitimate processes, and it's just a different business, honestly. It's just a whole different business. So, like, if you don't have all the stuff I just talked about, and then you go to do this part, you haven't optimized your front end. And it will show to them when you speak to them. They'll know, how you operate, stuff like that. Last but not least, I will say this: ego will strike you down. A lot of you guys have gigantic egos because for the first time in your life, you're starting to make money. I understand. I've been there. But understand that is just a temporary thing, and you still have a lot to learn. Number 2, stop the brokey talk. Now, when I say that, what I mean more than anything is stop playing defensive. A lot of you guys play defense in your business. You should be playing more offense and taking more risks than what you're doing right now. And the last thing is, like, man, you need to get to the next level. You need to do whatever it takes. And if you don't do that, you'll be stuck. Like, I literally was talking to a guy, yesterday. This dude is a veteran in this business. This man is still making under $200,000 a year. And it just boggled my mind because I was like, wait, you've been doing this business for this long. You haven't had a CRM. You've never hired a virtual assistant. You have 0 processes. Like, you haven't done any of this. What? No way. No way. So I will say this. There'll be a subset of people that they just don't take action. They think they know it all. And that's okay. A lot of times those people will stay slow in the slow lane. They will stay at a certain level for so long, and they'll figure it out a year later, 2 years later, 3 years later. Maybe they never even figured out. But what I'm saying is, don't be like these guys, which most people are like those guys. Okay.